I'm David Broughton. I'm drawing inking my Judge Dredd 1977. So in the last segment you saw me doing Mr. Buzz, who appeared in Prog 22. I think it was the second time that we saw mutants, so I've added all the blocking now, all the details. So next I'm going to go on to Call Me Kenneth. So Call Me Kenneth and the Robot Wars was my first, I think it was the first story I read in Judge Dredd, or I think it went for about 8, maybe 10 progs, but it was the first sort of like mini epic. And before I read that, it started in Call Me Kenneth appeared in Prog 10, but robots were introduced a little bit more. I think we'd seen them around beforehand in Prog 9, and it was like a prelude to the story in Prog 10, drawn by Carlos Escara, or Escara as we call him, which featured Call Me Kenneth in his original body, and he was I think he was like a carpenter droid, and he went haywire, and Dredd had to go and basically take him out, and then in the next issue in Prog 11, Call Me Kenneth gets given a new body, and they think they've reprogrammed him, but he has another malfunction, and from that point on he starts the Robot Rebellion, and that went from sort of like, as I say, Prog 11 until Prog 17, and yeah, really interesting stuff. As I say, it started in Prog 9, where you just see like the robot mega city fair, world fair or something like that, and Dredd starts basically like saying, we're going to be watching out about robots, what if they lost control and ran amok. And then of course you get Prog 10, which I just mentioned, with Call Me Kenneth, basically doing exactly what Dredd had warned about in Prog 9, and then from Prog 11 to Prog 17, the Robot Rebellion itself. And yeah, that was very exciting. I'd enjoyed the Judge Dredd stories before that, in the previous 8 or 9 episodes, but this one was really exciting. Yeah, and of course within from Prog 10 you get to see the first, as I mentioned before, probably first incarnation of Walter the Robot. In the background there, as the judges are discussing robots or whatever, and are they a problem? And by the end of 17, Walter the Robot, who becomes Dredd's faithful droid, gets given the freedom for helping the humans defeat the robots, led by Call Me Kenneth. So yeah, very exciting stuff. Yeah. At the time, I have mentioned that it's been mentioned, and I've read before that people have said that Call Me Kenneth was sort of very Hitler-like. Obviously, as an 11-year-old, I'd read about Hitler and World War II, but I didn't actually get the point. If it was true and it was intended that he was supposed to be very, very much like Hitler, I didn't. At that point, was lost on me as a kid. But I did get the point that he wasn't very nice. Whilst I also got the point that humans weren't very nice to robots, even though the majority of them were just mindless, non-sentient toasters. But again, as an 11-year-old, the way it was written, obviously, the robots, you felt sorry for the robots. So yeah, very good stuff. Anyway, I'll see you in the next segment, so I'll continue inking that. All the best.